Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Ella.O, the Breath Mama, and I'm delighted that you are here. It's been a while since I connected here because it just seems like the end of last year absolutely flew past. But I am excited and pleased to be here at the beginning of 2021. The beginning of a new month in a new year. And I'm going to be talking about the magic of newness and how amazingly powerful harnessing that energy of newness can be for our relationships with our young people. So stick around to the end of the video and I will give you some tips on how to channel the energy of newness into your relationships to help you create a healthy and easy flow for you and for your young people. So what is it about newness, new relationships, new years, new months, new cars, new homes, new any kind of possession that we can have that makes us feel so good? It's kind of exciting when we have something new in our lives. And why is that? Well, the thing about new things is they bring with them infinite potential and endless possibilities. When we have something new, we have no history, we have no past interactions or relation to that person, thing, object, place, job, situation, whatever it is that we can basically torment ourselves with. So when something is new relationship, we are getting to know the other person. We are discovering things that we like about that person. First and foremost, that's what excites us about a new relationship, getting to know something new, something exciting, something unknown about somebody else. And as time goes on, of course, we create a history. We create a set of stories in connection with that other person, and a set of expectations around that other person based on the history. So in the beginning, when it's new, we don't have any of that other stuff to cloud our judgment, to cloud our interaction, to get in the way of the newness. And the newness brings a lightness with it. It brings a sense of fun. It brings a sense of flow, a sense of ease, a sense of being open to bask in the infinite possibilities and potential of whatever the new thing is, the relationship, the job, the person, the house. We are just wide open and in the discovery of that situation, relationship, person, place. And that's such a juicy and delicious aspect that new energy brings to us and to the connection of with us and the things around us. So what do we do as mums when it comes to interacting with our older children? So we start to build up an inventory, a catalogue, a weighty tomb of all the situations, of all the misdemeanors, of all the unwanted behaviors, words, attitudes, looks that our young people are bringing to our interactions. And we basically spend a lot of time remembering those things and using those situations, the inventory, the list, the catalogue, to wind ourselves up. We basically create a really unhealthy interaction that we bring to our young people in the expectation, based on things that they have done in the past, that they will continue to behave in this way. And this is really unhelpful for us, for our young people, and for the relationship that we're trying to maintain, nurture, and establish with our young people. It brings a heaviness to the interactions. It brings a huge limitation to the outcomes or the potential outcomes that can be possible, because we are unconsciously putting out an expectation and creating an energy which is constricting how the interaction can go. It's constricting how we are open to seeing our young people behave, and therefore backs us and backs them into a corner, which is helpful for absolutely no one. And we will find ourselves perpetually recreating the same situation and perpetually interacting in a way that is not productive, that brings us down, and that damages, most fundamentally, it damages the relationship that we are able to create and cultivate with our young people. And it becomes a habit after a while. And if we're honest, we don't really want that kind of interaction. We don't really want that type of expectation. And yet, if we're not conscious, we will keep recreating it. So what can we do? I've got 3 tips to help change this dynamic, to help move away from this unhelpful dynamic. So when we remember when our older child or a young person was a baby, how exciting was that period of time with all of our children, no matter how many children you have. When they're a baby, there's so much newness, there's so much freshness, and there's so much excitement in getting to know that baby, in getting to understand their personality, in finding out about their little quirks and the way that they do things. And it's literally like a trip. Every new trick that they learn, when they learn to hold their head up, when they learn to roll over, when they're learning to sit up, and all the different stages of development that they go through, we literally get excited by every new aspect. So the tips are about borrowing some of that excitement and joy from the newness and bringing it to the interaction with the same baby that we got so tripped out by, and bringing it to them as a young person, which I know can sometimes be a bit challenging because they're all like big and they've all got so much to say and they know everything. I am generalizing here. So tip number 1 is to gain new perspective. Remember newness. And how we do this is to remember the young person for who they are and not get caught up on what they are doing. Now, I know this can be challenging because there may be certain behaviors that are really you don't like, or you don't want to keep them happening or see them repeated. But when we keep focusing on what our young person is doing, and we forget to look at them as people, because they are innocent. Ultimately, they are innocent. They're trying to find their way in this world. And if they're bringing behavior that's unwanted, it's because there's something that is not okay with them, something that needs to be addressed. So when we take this new perspective and we remember to look at them as people and separate it from what they are doing and not tie it all together in a really uncomfortable package and keep projecting that back towards them. We may need to use subtitles to be able to read past the behaviour and remember, this is the same baby that I gave birth to. This is the same baby that needs my care and support and my love and needs my guidance. So they might be saying things to me that I'm not that happy about. They might be coming with behaviours that are challenging me, but ultimately that is so I can be there to guide them. If we look at our young people as the potential that they have and as the true essence of who they are as people, we will get a much better perspective about the interactions that we're having. So being able to take that step back and see it with new eyes really is a game changer. It may require you to really dig deep for patience and bring a lot of love to the interaction, but that's ultimately going to help both of us, as in you and your young person, to be able to move things forward and for things to flow better. So that's number one, new perspective. Number two is new eyes. So it's time for you to look with new eyes and be honest about what you are bringing to the interaction. It is so easy, because we get caught up in the perpetual cycle of limiting the relationship, of limiting the expectation and projecting an expectation that we have based on what's happened in the past and how we've perceived it. We sometimes don't look at what we are bringing to the interaction. And this can be a challenging thing, to honestly look at the situation and honestly say, well, you know, maybe me saying that was not so helpful. Maybe me screaming because I was fed up with seeing something that I was not happy about was actually not helping my young person to be able to hear maybe a valid point that I had, because of the way that I brought it to them. Perhaps we are repeating things through habit and not actually looking at each individual situation on its merit. And that is not helpful for helping the interaction to flow, for helping the dialogue to be honest and clear, and for helping ultimately our young person make different choices about their behaviour, and us to be able to accept, maybe because sometimes we're not accepting things about them that are down to their personal preference, that are down to who they are as individuals, that are down to how they're trying to find their way and express themselves in the world. So number two is looking at with new eyes at how we are contributing to the interactions that we are having with our young people. And then the third thing, number three, is let's bring in some new words. So we've taken a step back and we've got perspective. We have looked at what we are bringing to the situation, and now it's all about what we are saying and how we can say it better. Do you ever catch yourself in your interactions with your young person sounding like your mother or father or some, family member or caretaker that you had in the past, and you're hearing the same words coming out of your mouth? Oh my God, I sound like my mother. Do you ever find yourself repeating phrases over and over again? You sound like a broken record, a stuck CD. It's just the same verbiage over and over again. It's not helpful to keep saying the same things, because if you're saying the same things and getting the same results, then obviously those things that you're saying are not helping. And we have to be conscious. We have to remember that our words are like spells. We are literally casting out into the world the things that we are going to experience, because everything carries a frequency, a vibration. So when we are repeating certain words that may be limiting, that may be negatively associating ideas or projecting ideas onto our young people, we are creating a space where we are inviting more of the same. So when we use new words, we are consciously thinking about what it is that we would like to happen in the situation. So say, for example, your young person doesn't clean up after themselves. You never clean up after yourself. You always leave this place in a mess. I'm sick of telling you. And on and on and on and on. If we want them to clear up, a really helpful way to say it would be, I am supported. I feel supported and I feel heard and understood when you clear up after yourself. I would like to maintain a pleasant environment. So having you take care of your contribution to that really helps me. I mean, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. But there's a very different energy that comes from those two examples. The first one is very confrontational. It's very focusing on the thing that we don't want, but actually calling more of it in by doing that. Whereas taking the attention to what we want and reiterating that, and inviting the young person, our young person, to be able to then draw their attention to what is wanted and see how they can positively, through action, contribute to that outcome. Completely different energy. So, number one, new perspective. Number two, new eyes. And number three, new words. My invitation to you is to see how you can take this into your life. Let me know if this has given you a new idea, new momentum, new feeling of possibility to take this into your life, whether that's with your kids or any other relationship or any other thing that you are approaching in life. Let me know in the comments below. If this has been helpful for you, also let me know in the comments. Share with someone who could benefit from having a new look at things. And I will see you soon. Comment, like, subscribe, share.